1609, 6 years after Elizabeth died. King James is still wearing the crown. A certain book was secretly being printed in London, and this book told a very different history than the one my teachers had told me. This book reported that Elizabeth had not been the chaste virgin queen. This book reported she had a child. And I know, blasphemy. Told the story of a young prince who was the unacknowledged son of the queen. It told how this young prince had tried to overthrow the government and failed. Told how he was arrested, put into the Tower of London, how he was charged with high treason, told how he was tried, convicted, and sentenced to die by that most grotesque form of execution, drawing and quartering. Told how the queen intervened at the last moment to spare her son's life, and it led to the inescapable conclusion that the queen's powerful secretary, Robert Cecil, plotted behind Elizabeth's back to hold that young man hostage in the Tower until she died, and then he, Cecil, could bring James of Scotland to the throne as King of England. And then, after pledging lifelong silence, the prince would be set free and given a royal pardon. Well, this was one hot book. I mean, after all, it was claiming the King of Scotland had stolen the throne of England from a true and rightful English heir, a prince who deserved by blood to succeed Elizabeth, and the rightful heir was still very much alive. This book could start a civil war. This book was treason. It was a kind of a diary. It read like a series of private letters, most written directly to the young prince. The book was recording the prince's life up to the death of his mother, the queen, and the moment of succession to the throne. The author recorded that he was tongue-tied by authority, prevented by the government from telling the truth. Elizabeth and her government had total power of censorship and suppression, and imprisonment, torture, even death. And she had made it high treason to even speak or write about any royal claim. He called his book an ambassage. That is a secret message intended only for a monarch. An ambassador of the court memorizes the message to avoid leaving any paper trail. Also to give himself deniability. No, I'm not carrying any message, see? And then he delivers it to a king or queen in person, orally. But the author of this dangerous book could not do that. He was confined to words on the page. So it is a written ambassage. And he addresses it directly to that young prince as a subject or vassal speaking to his monarch. Lord of my love, to whom in vassalage thy merit hath my duty strongly knit, to thee I send this written ambassage, to witness duty, not to show my wit. Duty so great, which wit so poor as mine may make seem bare, in wanting words to show it. May 16th, 1603, 29-year-old Southampton received his royal pardon. July 7th, he became captain or ruling governor of the Isle of Wight. July 9th, he became finally a Knight of the Garter. 1 year later, June 24th, 1604, Earl of Oxford died at 54 of unknown causes. No funeral, left no will. Nobody even knows for sure where he is buried. On the same night Oxford died, agents of the Crown arrived at Southampton's house in London. They put him under arrest. They seized as many of his private papers as they could find, brought him back to the Tower, interrogated him all night until his release the following morning. English government never recorded this bizarre event. We only know about it from reports by foreign ambassadors. History has never explained it. But we could figure that with his father gone, the prince was finally, once again, forced to agree to the bargain all over again and once more renounce his royal claim. And he lived another 20 years. Never allowed to gain any real political power. Nonetheless, he became a popular figure in Parliament, often taking sides against the king, lived with his wife and family on the Isle of Wight, ruling, in the words of one biographer, like the benevolent monarch of a tiny kingdom. Continued to expand his patronage of literature and the arts and the humanist tradition of Shakespeare and the Elizabethan age. He became a foremost member of the Virginia Company, an adventurer financing voyages to the New World. And he lived long enough to learn that one of those ships, the Mayflower, had landed safely in Plymouth Harbor. Well, on this journey, I have learned to never lose sight of Oxford's personal motto, nothing truer than truth. He told his son in Sonnet 82, "Thou truly fair, were truly sympathized, in true plain words, by thy true telling friend." No tyranny, no false history can stand forever against the power of true plain words set down by a true telling friend. Not long after Elizabeth died, Oxford wrote a strictly business letter to his former brother-in-law, Robert Cecil. And all of a sudden, from his pen, came a spontaneous Shakespearean warning. "But I hope truth is subject to no prescription, for truth is truth, though never so old, and time cannot make that false which was once true." Such was the solemn promise Oxford made to his royal son in that mysterious book containing Shakespeare's Treason. Sonnet 81. "Or I shall live your epitaph to make, or you survive, when I in earth am rotten. From hence your memory death cannot take, although in me each part will be forgotten. Your name from hence immortal life shall have, though I, once gone, to all the world must die. The earth can yield me but a common grave, when you, entombed in men's eyes, shall lie. Your monument shall be my gentle verse, which eyes not yet created shall o'erread, and tongues to be your being shall rehearse, when all the breathers of this world are dead. You still shall live, such virtue hath my pen, where breath most breathes, even in the mouths of men." Thank you. One more.